We are on the afternoon break in the questioning of John Webb, Detective Sergeant in the SDS, who served in the 90s from 92 until 97, pretty much the same time as Bob Lambert. He's been questioned extensively about, mostly about the Stephen Lawrence campaign and the spying that took place against that. He's been a bit more candid than other officers when it comes to this matter. I'm joined by Zoe Young of the Campaign Opposing Police Surveillance. What have you made of what he's had to say?
Well, he's feeling very relaxed compared to some of the other guys.
Yes.
He doesn't have a great deal of in-depth to say. Oh,
here's
Also
Evelyn.
joined by Evelyn Lubbers.
Yes, hey Evelyn. Yeah, I mean, I noticed when he was asked about racism, he was saying, "Oh, yeah, there was some racism in some of the target groups, but none in the SDS." He was also saying, "Oh, well, you know, I really know how different you're treated when you're wearing a uniform as a policeman to when you're not." As if that was somehow
Similar,
related,
very
which
strange.
was a little bit odd.
He said because he grew up in Africa, he was aware of different cultures. I mean, it was. I mean, I wonder which bit of Africa in the 50s and 60s he was growing up in. Anyway, that's
Well, he has
point.
some interest in Nigeria, according to his LinkedIn.
Oh, okay.
And he was also, since he was in the SGS, he's been overseeing security for Chevron, the oil company,
Right.
for 10 years from 2009 or so. So security in Africa, Asia, and the Middle East and Europe.
Right.
So I think that's probably why he's kind of quite leisurely about this. This was like a little job he had some long time ago. But, what do you think?
Yeah, it's very different from listening to Bob Lambert.
Very different, thank goodness.
Because he's he's talking double the speed, and so are the questions. But also, the questions make me think like David Barr in the very early days. She has a long list of questions. We only have half a day, and she's running through them.
It's machine gun style, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, on the surface, that looks good, but also, she misses things. She's just ticking off boxes.
Yeah, there's been no follow-ups as such.
No,
it doesn't matter what he says almost.
No, she's not listening. Just okay, ask that question. Let's go to the next one, which is a shame. But also, I read his statement before, and it's like it's not really saying a lot.
No, I mean, there is one difference, is that he said there was quite a lot of reporting on the Stephen Lawrence family campaign, that he was putting together composite reports from multiple undercover officers about the campaign. So I mean, there was he said that there was an interest in the who was directing and driving the campaign, and he said, well, this doesn't that mean that we were monitoring the family campaign? So I suppose if you want to look like that, I suppose you were, which is quite different from anything else anybody said.
He's sort of portraying himself as not a manager. He's kind of amazed that
he's very sure about that.
Yeah, he's like, why am I set with the managers? Because he thinks himself as the report man.
Yeah.
Like he was collecting the intelligence and typing it up. He was like, they basically handed in their handwritten notes or maybe typed notes, and he would pull them together and pull together reports for the various customers, as they call them. So the stuff about Stephen Lawrence campaign, every little bit that he found in reports of or no written notes of various undercovers, he would pull them together and make one report about it for Richard Walton, maybe the guy who was involved in writing the response to the Macpherson inquiry into the corruption of
he was asked directly about HN86 and Bob Potter. He says that he never heard any racism from either of them. I mean, he also says he never heard of the incident that led to Bob Potter being retired, which just isn't credible in any way.
No.
I mean, different to other officers, he said that there was a lot of talk about the Stephen Lawrence murder, particularly in the direct aftermath, where it was discussed openly at weekly meetings, and officers were asked if they knew anything about it on a regular basis. So I mean, in terms. There's been a few things he said which have shown a very different, it's been quite different to the other officers questioned on these matters.
Yes. And also the way things went internally, he gives more of a picture of the daily life in the back office and the daily life at the twice weekly meetings. It was all, we know by now. It was very sort of hands-on and very, like the managers weren't really managers. They were
It was all first name terms.
yeah, and they were all making cups of tea for each other, which I found very British thing to say.
I mean, there was definitely something about, when he was talking about Bob Potter, he said it was effervescent, that he was social and he was encouraging and he was very entertaining, and the undercover officers were always pleased to see him at the regular meetings, which he would attend more often than any other officer of his station. You really got the sort of the idea of a fun boys' club taking place.
Yeah, well, and drinking club.
Yes, yeah, very much.
We've heard that from others, but it's like, so they were just doing their own thing. There was no oversight. There was no transparency or accountability at all. So they just could do whatever they want.
Yeah, I mean, I think because it's been such a change of speed from the previous witness, it has been quite refreshing to follow. But as you say, I mean, again, he claims not to remember, or he's outright denying some stuff we know to be the case. But we are getting bits from him.
Yeah, I mean, I think partly what's nice compared to Lambert is he's so kind of relaxed, and perhaps that's because he never was undercover in that role, let alone a manager. And compared to the level of partially suppressed anger and fury, etc., that you'd find with people like Boiling or Hastings, Harrison, and it's really different. I mean, he's not wearing a tie. Some people saying it might not fit around his, but that's not appropriate. Not appropriate. It just feels like this was kind of a interesting little intelligence job I heard early in my career, kind of angle I'm getting. Yeah.
There's more to come from him. We are supposedly going to be staying till 6, so I mean that's another 2.5 hours. I'm struggling to see what we're gonna get from it. He is a thriller writer these days. He did write one children's book. That's the one that Zoe's holding up at the moment. He now writes thrillers, apparently.
A lot of them seem to have turned to writing fiction. So.
Yeah, I mean, it makes a change. I mean, I think perhaps they were writing fiction when he was writing those reports as well. I mean,
I want to know I want to know more about their customers. Who were the customers? When did they even start using the word customer?
So the use of the word customer dates back a very long way. But I mean, he was quite clear that everything went through C Squad, that it was C Squad, and then from C Squad it was distributed further from there. So any sort of, I mean, he was asserting that any sort of communication that was taking place to public order policing was going via C Squad.
So were they the ones liaising with the media to protect the reputation of the Met Police in context of the Macpherson inquiry, the Stephen Lawrence family, etc.?
Who knows?
Why aren't they asking these questions?
We've just been pointed out that it's only a short break. We need to go back in, and we will do another one at the end of the day. If we're going to go until 6, there'll probably be another break, but I can't see it. So
we're all talking really fast to make up for.
Yeah.